It is known in New Glasgow as the American House. Its origin dates back to the 1800s, but this week plywood was slapped over its windows and doors because of safety reasons.
Tried to work with the property owner, but things kept deteriorating with the properties, and it got to a level where it was no longer safe to leave people sleeping in those buildings.
2 buildings belonging to John Tomlick have been shut down. The orders to vacate and close have been posted on each of them. Tomlick, who is in his 80s, lived on the ground floor of one of the buildings. He and several tenants had to quickly pack their belongings and leave their homes on Wednesday.
If you know that a building is dangerous and something happens the next day and you haven't done anything about it, that's technically, I guess you would be liable for that as a municipality.
While the number of tenants is believed to be less than 10, there were numerous other people who had been staying in the buildings.
There were 7 paying tenants in that building and approximately 27 squatters.
Lisa DeYoung operates New Glasgow's only shelter, and it's directly across the street from the American House. She would like to offer overnight lodging to those displaced at her facility, but overnight all of these beds are full.
Unfortunately, there were some folks that did end up having to find a camping site. There were some that slept in bank entrances, and there was others that just kind of walked the neighborhood, and there was another fella that ended up at the hospital.
Paul Boudreau quickly threw his things in a backpack when he had to move out. He lived in the American House for the last 12 years.
Well, it's always been like the Wild West in there, but the last couple of years there's been a lot of what you call bad element, IV drug users, drug dealers, thieves, people that just damage the building.
Viola's place gave Boudreau a tent and sleeping bag. The shelter was hoping the tents could be set up in their parking lot so they would be close to the other services the shelter provides for the homeless.
They could still access food, showers, everything they need here. Support staff is here to help keep them safe, and then we can kind of keep eyes and ears on them to be able to assist if there's a crisis or anything like that.
That plan was shot down by the town.
The reason for that being is they didn't feel that allowing tents in that location was either a short-term or a long-term solution to what we were dealing with.
The mayor says the town and the Department of Community Services are working on solutions to try and find suitable conditions for the people who are no longer living inside these walls. Paul Palmeter, CBC News, New Glasgow.